at Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome to Nobody, because there's nobody out there tonight. We come to you live anyway, every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns or stuff for an hour. So I was going to draw a logo tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the logo that easy. I forgot what the thing was called. All right, well, I don't know what to do. So I was planning on doing one thing, and I guess I'm not doing that. So we're going to go over to the calendar. And we'll look at the history. Is anything going on today? And there's not. But tomorrow, Lamat dies. So it's the anniversary of the passing of the guy that made that Civil War revolver that everybody can't get enough of, where it's got a shotgun in the center. And then around it revolves 2, 4, 6, 8 chambers of, I don't remember, 38 or something. Kind of a neat gun, I guess, but it's very big. If you ever picked one up, very big and heavy, as you can imagine. Anyway, that's what we got coming up on the gun calendar here. After that, we got the anniversary of the Chaplain Corps. Holy moly, it's the 28th already. Is it that late? It is. Constitutional carry goes into effect in 2010, so this will be our 10th year anniversary for constitutional carry. TriggerCon would have been this week, but it's canceled, and it's now, I think there's a new date for it. And then Walter Hunt is going to be born this week, the volcanic. All right, so that's the calendar, and Tim's here. I was looking for Erstwhile, but see if he's going to show up tonight or not. If anybody remembers what the name of his logo was, I appreciate it. Some kind of a tool. So I've been working on projects here, and I shut them all down to work on this project, and nobody's really showing up tonight. So I guess I got some time to do something else in the meantime. I can go back to what I was doing. That's kind of what I'm doing. So I think I'm just going to do that. And we'll see if Erstwhile shows up. Otherwise, tonight was for Erstwhile. Just takes a little time to open, even with this big, giant, fancy computer brain. So I've added, well, I had something like 130 activists in the list over on the website, and I added most of them to this poster when I first started doing the poster. But that was most of it when I was doing the poster, and that was months ago. So I've added quite a few more since then, and you can see there's missing pieces, logos and stuff got renamed and are missing. And I'm being a little bit more accurate, so I've mixed up, or I separated, I guess you could say, For example, Marion Hammer from the rest of the good old boys over at the NRA and listed her accomplishment of Eddie Eagle separately. I guess I can zoom in. There's no need to look at it from a million miles away. So made her separate from those guys. And then stuff like Joe Totaro, I don't know his name. He recently passed this year, but I wanted to separate him from Alan, even though they're friends and worked together for a long time. I think I had him over here, and that doesn't fairly represent that Alan was out there kicking butt for like 8 years before Joe came along. And Joe's got his own thing going. He wasn't just vice president or whatever of the Gun Owners of America. So I've been adding some of the individuals. So I've got this guy, representative from Michigan, who kicked the NRA in the butt back in the day and got him moving, Democrat. Eleanor Roosevelt. Some of the other chicks who started things off back really before the NRA even. And then I've just been going through, good evening. I've just been going through the Minuteman site under activists and just going through this list. So I think I was about up to Joe. Of course I was up to what's her face here, Marion Hammer. So I don't know if I had Don. You see, like Don isn't really, he's not anything. He's not an organization or nothing. He just served as an advisor for DC versus Heller. And he wrote some books, I guess, which is not even books, I guess. He wrote Armed New Perspectives on Gun Control, which was, I guess, got things going. So I got to figure out when that came out. And I think I'll put some of these guys in there from when their books came out. So this was 2001. No, it was earlier than that. So that's basically, I guess he was what I'm up to. So then, see, it gets pretty crowded up here. I got you up here as Gun Owners of America because of their whole new campaign with bringing on, I don't know what you call you people, ambassadors or state ambassadors, I guess. So I tried to represent that. But what I'm doing, as you'll notice too, is I didn't like these circles ever, but I needed the circles to group some of these things. So I got the idea to change the circles into state shapes to help get more information across. So that's another thing I'm doing, is going through and changing the circles into the shape of the state that happened in or whatever, directors. So that's a fairly new thing. I think it started with Carrie and then you and then Antonia. I don't know if there's more. Is the goal to have 50? That would be something interesting to have somebody interview you all about. Or I don't know if it's an objective or if it's just, it happened because it was necessary or what. Like Carrie was kind of unique. Her situation was she was going to school, being active, doing her thing, was effective, accomplished some stuff, went to school, or I guess finished school, got a job. And then turns out because of what she did at school or something, she was too lippy. I don't like lippy women where she worked at. So she got canned or she quit. And then GOA was like, hey, why don't you go do what you do best? So that was kind of like it happened, right? So you're saying the goal is 50, right? So sort of like DC Project, I guess. Of course, that's a whole other struggle to keep track of what everybody's doing or what. But anyway, so yeah, I got you on there. Let's see. So 2001, we're going to cram 2001. See, part of the object too is to get rid of these circles because they're taking up too much room. I printed this out on a piece of paper and, it's tough to read or whatever. But then I printed it out where it's 4 pieces of paper, I guess. There's some way to tell it to poster it or something. I didn't even know. So I clicked it and it printed out 4 pieces of paper that I could stick together with tape. And it turned into this big poster I'm looking at. And when I turned it into that poster, I can cram a lot more in here. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm attempting to cram a lot more in here. So until Erstwhile shows up, I guess I'll just keep doing this. So barbecue's out there. I see a bunch of people showing up. Right. So then I'm just going to go with Don and his book, and I will just grab an image of that book, I think. This one's probably bigger. Where to put this stuff now? Where to put this stuff? Put it under books. Damn, what do you know? Oh, look at that, and I even have the title in here. Convenient. All right, now I got his book, and I gotta figure out where to see the date from. Oh, that's not the way to do it. So go to 2001. So I'm gonna have to cram it here next to Pink Pistols, I guess. My branches used to have a branch going out to each thing, or like to actually represent stuff, but now they're just going out willy nilly. So we're gonna have to have a separate branch going over here to Pink Pistols in 2000. This one should be coming to 2005. Yikes. That one's 2010, so this one was 2006 going out here. These things all mixed up. So I'm not a big fan of this tree structure for this specifically. This gets really. But whenever I tried to do it different ways, it really didn't look good. It didn't work either. I think the snake was the most logical, like gave me the most room and stuff, but you couldn't make any rhyme or reason of it. This is bad enough. Look, I'm still not going to be able to get to what's his face here. 2003. Where am I? Over here on the tree layer still. Oh, that's probably what this dude's was. Jumping out to 2000. Straight ass weird looking branch now. It's the weirdest looking branch on the tree. All right, whatever. So I'm trying to find 2001, and what am I going to grab this? How many blue wrenches are out here right now? Crap, I have too many wrenches. That's a lot of fucking wrenches. It's because we got a lot of mechanics working out here. Yeah, exactly. Not on this show. Only moderators, pretty much, and then Tim. Let's see. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out where to steal the date from. Let's go to Pistols, unlock it, steal that date. And make a new layer, call it 2001. What's his name? Don Cates? Yeah. And then paste the date, move it over here. What state was he in? You know? So, try to figure it out. Where did he Ive? Where did he live at? Okay, that didn't work. Don Cates. Maybe bio. Judicial working constitutionality. All right. He was editor. Let's see where he lived. He returned to San Francisco where he practiced law and wrote on criminology. I'm pretty sure that means California. So I'm going to open up this file, which I'm working on, and open up this layer, grab Iowa, and make a new layer called Iowa. Right there. Like that. Export that. For later, for some reason, in case I ever need it. This is how you build a library of your own things. So there's California, and now I can take that and go back to here, go back to that layer, and drop it to the yellow I'm using. Give it a stroke of 2. Drop the thing to 30. And then smash it down a little bit. Not see how much smaller those are compared to that other crap. And then make sure I'm still on the right layer. And then drop that guy's face on there, which I keep in this file of faces over here. And what does that guy look like? That guy looks like this guy. And then try to make his head about the same size. Like that. And I still got to go back now. Oh, no, I'll do right now. Right now, it's all add book. And now I don't have to remember why I put that guy in here. I guess I won't forget, but other people all know why I stuck that guy in here. And change this to 2001 when it actually came out. All right, and then now that is its own layer. See, and now I can turn some of these things off if somebody's like, I don't want no news from California in my poster. All right. Let me say anything. So whatever, I guess I can drop a link out here. First file is supposed to be showing up to do some business tonight, but I don't know if he's not out there or what. So we'll just have conversation or whatever. So next. Joyce Lee Malcolm, similar. She's a researcher and a scholar and whatnot. Oh, what happened in 2014? I wonder about that pulled from right there. Shit. This is what happens when the hard drive got killed. Weird stuff happens, like whatever that file was got deleted, and now I don't know what that file was. So let's go look and see what happened in 2014 that is not on here. So it could easily be this chick, or it could be 2AO, or it could be, oh shit, I don't have anything from 2014 out here. So it's 3 different things that could be missing. Anyway, there's a bunch of shit missing. See, the top of this is all crammed. I gotta push the top of this all out. Ugh, what is this thing even at right now? So if you go to document and artboards, does it tell me somewhere how big this is? Oh, here. How do I change the preferences, units? Show me no effing points ever. Just show me effing inches. All right, and now we got a document 7 and edit artboards. Still showing it to me in pixels, assholes. So I don't know how big that is. How do I get that to show me that in inches? Preferences, units, inches. Stupid. So I guess maybe if I close this, if I save it, how long it takes to save? It takes forever. It's huge. It's only 20%. Okay, there we go. So now I can close that. Oh no, it's still saving. Oh shit, it's still saving. Look how big that file is. This is like 16 gigs of RAM in this thing. And all they're doing is this and this feed. That's it. It's a giant file. It's probably too big. Wow, all this time just to save that file. It's still saving. It's 90%. I'm gonna take a drink. I'm tired from watching it save this thing. Holy moly. All right, so that's a giant file. So now we're going to immediately save as another location on the other hard drive, just so that I got a backup of that, because that's a long time to lose a file. I ain't losing no more files. So you're gonna watch me save that again. All right, so Joyce Lee Malcolm, I think, was who we got coming up next. She is a chick who wrote a book, To Keep and Bear Arms, The Origins of Anglo-American Rights. She wrote that in 1994, and that got a bunch of people thinking, and I think that's what got the people that did McDonald versus, or no, I mean Heller versus DC. It's the people that, it's what got those people moving. And the thing is still saving. Holy moly. And that's just saving. It's like we've already saved it once. Now we're just going to save it again. So now I'm going to go open. Find that. So it's in here, and I believe I called it July or something. July edit. All right, now we're opening up that first one that we started with, and it'll take a little time just to even open. It has to ignore about 2 dozen files that got deleted in the hard drive issue. Good evening, barbecue jumping in.
How's it going, G?
Waiting for Erstwhile, but he's not showing up.
That's what I was hearing.
Florida here. So down to 1988 and unlock it. Click on Florida there. Click on Florida. Oh, are these grouped? No, it's not in here. It's this thing acting weird. But it's certainly weird. Yep, I know what's happening now. Let's close out of there. And open it up again. So anyway, I've just been working on what I've been working on today.
Where are you guys going to be going? What's up?
Be saying anything, so it'd be boring.
Oh, I was gonna say, were you and Erstwhile gonna go over stuff for the robot, or?
No, he was wanting me to help him with a logo. So we were gonna be drawing a logo.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Friday night. You guys were talking about that, weren't you?
Yeah. I might be busy or whatever. All right, so now I'm trying to find a slot for her, and it's going to be in 1994 next to Virginia Citizens Defense League and DRGO. So it looks like DRGO needs a logo. I can one for DRGO. Right there. Easy. I guess I can add logo. So USCCA needs a logo. Tim Schmidt. I think he owes me $500. Does he owe me $500? No, he doesn't. Yeah, so I could be listening to the radio or something. Nobody's jumping in and saying nothing. Barbecue's in here. He's not saying nothing. That horse is out there now. Looks like we got a fifth finger. Five fingers, just like a hand. If you're the fifth thumb, can you just say hand? I don't know, that's not really the same. If you had 5 thumbs, we'd be more like, I don't know what the hell we'd be like. Kind of weird monkey. I don't know if I'd want 5 thumbs.
Yeah, I don't think that would be very useful.
I don't think so. Thumbs can't go backwards. Like fingers can do more stuff than a thumb, so I wouldn't mind having 2 thumbs. If there was a thumb on the other side of your hand, you know, where it's empty right now, where there's nothing. Like I could handle a thumb there. I don't know why we don't have a thumb there. It seems dumb. Like that pinky finger that don't do crap could move down and be a thumb, and then we just have 3 in the middle, which would be smart, and then have that other one be another strong thumb over there. I think we'd be way better off. I don't know why we didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like having the 3 joints instead of 2.
Oh, because you're missing a digit or a knuckle or whatever, yeah. If they say that Pluto is not a planet, then you can argue that the thumb is. No, like you just said, the thumb can't be a finger unless you got an extra thing on your thumb. Your thumb is separate. It's little. It's like, well, I don't know. Is your toe like that? I guess it kind of is. I never thought about it, but your toe is the same way. It only has one knuckle in it or whatever. Toe knuckle.
But Pluto isn't a planet.
It's a planet. Some kind of crazy people might think it ain't. He's trying. He's in here, but it's telling us that. Oh wait, he's in here. You're in here.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Man, I think I just missed a whole bunch up here. You know what? I need to look at. Okay, I can look at my old picture. I had 2 AO in here for 2014. But I missed another one in 2000. Oh, I do have a bunch of 2014s. Oh, for some reason, I have faster in here. It's 2014. Anyway, so what's happening in Utah? Anything good?
Rainy, stormy weather right now. That's really about it.
Where do you get your weather from? Is it coming from the ocean, or does it come from up from? It doesn't come up from down here.
Yeah, it does usually blow in from the west and the south in the summertime, and in the wintertime it blows in from the west and the north.
Because I wouldn't think that by the time any kind of wind that came up past here, because it would. I think what happens is it comes up, hits our mountains. I don't know. We're not necessarily the first mountains, but we're like a ridge of mountains that the wind's going to hit. So that'll create weather, and then that drops rain on us. But then it keeps going. Depending on how high it is, what's going on, it'll keep going, hit the Phoenix, like the mountains on the north side of Phoenix, and drop rain there, and then keep going. And then it drops rain at like the Grand Canyon where the Arizona and Utah turn into each other. Like I think it drops a lot of rain there, but I wouldn't think that after that it would still have louder and stuff going.
I think it's because it slows down so much. It has time to pick up moisture, right? And it just builds moisture and moisture as it's rising in that elevation, going over Flagstaff and southern Utah.
And all that water somewhere, when it evaporates, it still goes up into the clouds. Like it doesn't disappear, it just goes up. So yeah, if it's just going to collect all the rain or all the water. Because there's a heck of a lot of snow and stuff up there too, and there's a lot of water up there. Let's see. So I was going to look for Connors Rape Scoops out of 2014. And we've got 2AO, AWWDA, a woman's something, a woman's something to bear arms. What was it? I don't remember, but it's in Utah. American women who bear arms. Okay. American women who bear arms. Anyway, so we're going to get 2AO back in here. And put that one here. I think 2AO is out of Colorado. So we'll look right here. Founded by Brian and Rob Pincus. Tell me. So look. Don't tell you. You heard of 2AO?
No, I can't say I have.
It sounds familiar. I think I've seen posts about it on Instagram, but I can't recall exactly what it was. You know, obviously a 2A organization, but I can't remember if it was for a specific state or what, but I'm pretty sure I've seen hashtags of it.
Yeah, it was
sounds like something to be like 2A Oregon or something, you know, like I don't know.
yeah,
Or Ohio or
oh no, it's I forgot what the O is. I think it's just organization.
oh.
And this is a new thing. I think if you go back to an old version of the site, it'll have a different, what do you call it, mission statement or history. So let's do that. Let's go back in time on the Internet Wayback Machine here. And we'll find out when it was created, because that's, you know, it was 2014-ish. But anyway, I think it said that it was some sort of an organization to like facilitate industry or something. Like the guy had worked in industry and had some kind of frustration with communication or with something, and then decided to start an organization, and then it kicked out. Like it turned out it was useful and people participated and it got bigger. But I don't want to say, you know, he didn't know that it was going to get big. I guess that's the thing. I got the impression that he was kind of saying that it grew without him realizing. Let's see. Simply enter your information in our secure form to become a member of 2AO and receive access to a monthly 2AO Nation Online magazine. Don't be a victim. In 2015, and it's got some sort of, you're not hidden. I don't think you can hide people, can you? On YouTube, is that a thing?
To hide people?
Yeah, I've never even heard of that.
You can block someone. I think.
You can block people, yeah, but then you can't come here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought you could hide them also, like if they're doing something. It's almost like putting
Or
them in a
timeout,
timeout
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
So when you time someone out, it hides them for like 300 seconds or something.
It is. So this is what their thing was in 2016. The 2AO is a nonprofit organization that connects pro 2A businesses with a focus on large cities and minority communities 2AO offers resources for business owners while welcoming and educating non-traditional shooters. 2AO's large support base highlights its diverse community of responsible gun owners in America. And this was created in 2014, they say. Here's a bus tour. That's all this. Here's the team. Oh. So this is, again, like a 4-year-old version of the website. It'll ever open. Sometimes the thing doesn't. Well, it looks like in 2016, they were trying to do 20 stops in 14 states over 60 days in partnership with Girl and a Gun, reaching the everyday person, new gun owner, unsure about firearms, but would like to try. So I hadn't heard about that. I don't know if that actually happened or if they were setting up to do it, or I've never heard of something like that happen. So Brian Crosswhite, with over 20 years as a foreign policy advisor, he brings knowledge of regulatory reform and policy advocacy, served as an advisor to several heads of states. He enjoys bow hunting and deep sea fishing. Ken Blanchard was on the board. He was the executive vice president. If you don't know, Ken Blanchard was Marine Corps. He was in the CIA. He was a firearms instructor, and he was one of the first people I ever saw go online and talk about guns. He had a podcast and a blog like in the 90s, sharing guns and stuff online. One of the people that got me even interested in doing it. Got Linda Hale. I don't know who she is. No idea. Ace Lucy, I don't know who that is. Gary Fox, Jonathan Farley, Mark Waldron. I don't think I've ever heard any of them people. Bachelor in Theology, Senior Doctorate in Mathematics. These are a bunch of smart people. Their brains, pushing their brains on the Second Amendment, I guess. So I have no idea. It sounds interesting, but I just don't know what they've done. So I do know that I've seen them around also, but I think it's because now, if you go to their website, they say that it's Pincus, Crosswhite, and some of these other people. I think I've seen this guy before, but he has some name on YouTube. Or maybe that's the same guy. Pastor, so maybe it's the same guy. I don't know. So they don't look that diverse now. It looks like white guy, white guy, white guy, white guy, white guy, white guy. But they're from 2014, so I'm putting them in here. I don't know who Brian Crosswhite is, so I'm not putting anybody with him. But I think I can put 2014, and I still don't know where it is. Oh shit, I should have looked at where they were on the Wayback Machine. So I'm going to go back to the old, which I believe is this. Yeah, I'm going to go back to this and go to Contact Us and see what they tell us about where they are. Oh, they don't have a Contact Us. Interesting. None of these people, at least I don't know who these people are, so I don't know what state any of them are in. Nothing on the main page, so they don't have like a terms of service or something. They gotta donate and see if that's got an address to send stuff to. About to lose their place on my poster if I can't find out more shit about them than a bunch of explanation of what they're finna do. This ain't a poster about people that are finna do stuff. People done it.
Wait until after the show, and then in the description, put their names in the description, and just put seeking 2A info on these guys, and then give it a couple days.
That would be a good idea if anybody ever watched this particular show. But I'll ask Pincus. He's a member of them now. Maybe I can find out. It's possible that they just mean, it's really possible that
Well,
they just
it might be like that one guy who's a doctor, a pro 2A doctor that's been being like shunned because he wrote a paper like defending guns, basically, about how like the whole ER thing, like how all these doctors speak bad about guns, and really he thinks that he would get less shootings if more people own guns and stuff because he's worked in like a city like Detroit, and then he moved to like Texas or something where people had more guns, and he was like, oh yeah, it's like a huge difference, like the same amount of people and stuff, but there's not near as many gunshot victims because more people have guns here, like. And so he wrote a paper on it, and he's being shunned in the medical community right now. So they might not even be like a big figurehead, they just might have done like something special like that, right? Like come out, spoke against it, something like that.
I don't know if that's totally true, and that's the thing. And if they're not in the clique or whatever, where people pay attention to everything they do, then they might just be doing things quietly. On the other hand, they might not be doing shit. There are some organizations that, we're more than happy to suggest that, oh, be scared, guns, whatever. Like, we care about guns, and you should be afraid. So join our thing, and that kind of thing. So I'm not going to support anybody like that. And I don't know who these are yet, so I'm just going to shove them over there for now. But we'll find out more about them and find out if it is something like that. I suspect it's something like that because things that are BS don't tend to stick around, right? Like they get figured out, especially nowadays, I would think. So NFAFA. Put this down. This here, and now we can grab there. Deal, which looks like a tax stamp, which should be too hard to find. There it is. And that is Todd Rathner. This dude's in Tucson. This guy was 2005 shot rights policy, and he's like, blah blah blah. I do this and that, and then what I need is help with the website because blah blah blah. I work all the time, and I need help with my website. So I'm like, well, I'm in Tucson. I'm help with the website. 6 years later, he's never returned that call. So there's that guy. Let's see, and then we're gonna add one more for 2014. That'll be. I'm going to put it in like this. What is it? A women who skilled or something like that. I forgot what it was already. Who bear arms. So this lady in 2014. Is this the right one? No, this one's from Maine. It's a different one than I'm thinking of. I am thinking of a different one, which I'm looking at here. This one, Shoot Like a Girl from 2009. That's not it. Where is it? I can't find it. I thought it was a pink one. Maybe it isn't a pink one. No. Well, it's not from 60s. Maybe I am thinking of this one. I don't think. Oh, what the hell? Is it this one? All right, I'm going to go this way and look at the advocates and go down to the girl I'm thinking of. Women Against Gun Control. Oh, that one. I'm looking for a pink one. It's anyway. Have you heard of this lady before? Have I asked you about her? That horse, Jana Lee Tobias.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see the name.
Oh, Jana Lee Tobias. She's from somewhere in Utah. I forget. But back in 1993, she started a female gun group called Women Against Gun Control. In 1993. And then the reason I ask if you might remember is because she was featured on the Salt Lake City Tribune. It's a big deal, like a woman.
Honestly, it doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, I don't know how big an organization it was. I think it's still around though. And you can tell when you look at it that it's, like her project or whatever. It's not like a big giant thing or whatever. She's in South Jordan, Utah. I don't know. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool that in 1993, she's out there kicking butt. So I definitely got to put her in here. And that's the one I was thinking of. I definitely don't have her in here. But I guess up here, I'm going to be putting in the one from Maine, which is important because I don't have enough stuff from Maine. All right, so I guess I can close that. Go back to rights groups. And go back to this one in 2004. So this one I don't have her in here. Or no, this one was started by a dude, I think. But what are you going to do? A dude started a women's group. I think it kind of started with him taking, if I remember this one right, he was taking pictures of chicks holding guns, kind of like Instagram chicks or whatever, not booth babes, but gun chicks, whatever that's called, gun bunnies. But then it turned into like a more legit female shooting organization over time. Let's see, I need to grab the date off of this one. Is Erstwhile out there yet? If Erstwhile is out there, we're just killing time waiting for you to show up. And then I'll drop the 2014 down here, and then we will go get the state of Maine. We don't have Maine yet. So what I've been doing is creating this as I go along. Whenever I need one, I'll go in here. I made this sort of thing out of a thing before. Let's see, where's Maine? Maine, it's like New Hampshire. So we're gonna copy that, and then I go over here and make a separate one for each one. And I can paste it here, and then over here, and real quick, make one. And now I've got a quick state shape if I ever need it. But then more importantly, I can take this rough thing in the editable format and just go right over my place, right on that layer that I want, drop it, turn it yellow for this. Oh, wait a minute, this is a female group. What are we calling females? I think orange, so it's going to be orange, and it's going to have two. Whoa, that didn't work at all. What happened there? So 1, 2. Wow, why is it doing that? That's weird as hell. So I have no idea what's happening there. Object expand, maybe. What is going on with that? Wonder what it's doing that for. A huge outline. I don't know why it's doing that. None of these other ones did that. These other ones acted normal. So I'm going to go back over here and try grabbing that again. It's different. I'm going to grab it, copy. Over here, get rid of that weird thing that's acting weird. And drop it. And no, it seems to be weird again. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to do. So I guess I'll just make this yellow or no, make that orange anyway. And drop it down to 30.
Did you read the about me page on the Women Against Gun Control?
Women Against Gun Control?
Yeah, if you go to their website, wagc.com, and then go to the About Us, she has this big old long thing in there about, how she got started doing this and all that. It's really interesting, actually. Like, I had no idea.
You're not talking about 1 million moms. The same one. Women Against Gun Control.
Yeah, she actually read like scientific studies and stuff. Like, she's coming at it very, educated.
Yeah, this is what's her name, right? Yeah, this is Julianne or whatever. I can't remember her name. What's her name? Jolene or something like that. Jolene. Anyway, yeah. This is her site. Like I say, it seems like it's just her working on it because she's interested, right? This doesn't look like Million Moms with Bloomberg money and like
not at all.
This is just some lady making her site without a shit ton of help, and she's been doing it since 1993.
Yep.
No, sorry. Yeah, 1993. I'm looking at the wrong one. 1993. And that means she was doing this before the internet was cool or there was any potential of anything on the internet. She was just doing it. And that's why I'm doing this thing. So it's not quite a family tree. It's the 2A family tree. So it starts out at the bottom here with Second Amendment. And then as you go up the trunk of the tree, which is real messy right now because it's really a rough draft, you start to see different branches, of course. On the main tree, you've got Supreme Court decisions in orange. You've got infringements in brown. Those are the national level laws and infringements. In red, you have the import bans, the things that have been restricted from being imported. Then you've got the branches going off, and I'm in the process of switching the shapes of the blurbs from circles to the shape of the state that they're in. But the colors, like the yellows, indicate like individual achievement, somebody who just did something for the sake of doing it without any bigger purpose or what. The gray color is sort of your area of interest focus, right? NRA and SSF is industry focused, knife rights, right? Focused on knives. Then you get the blue is the blue is Second Amendment focused. So Gun Owners America, Second Amendment Foundation, NRA, ILA, that's all just 2A stuff. Then you get into I guess this color gray is going to change, and that'll be more like your prevention insurance type of thing. Your green color is your communities. So like faster is schools and that kind of thing, kids. You got your liberal gun owners, got the pink pistols. Then you got orange is the chicks, is the female focus groups. And then the light green looking color is location. So Arizona Citizens Defense League, New Jersey, Chicago, Virginia, Ohio, stuff like that. So the colors have something to do with what's going on, but otherwise it's chronological going up the tree. And the goal is to inform everybody about what's been going on, but also to see who's been doing it. Because I do not like it when I hear people tell me that females haven't been involved or such and such. People want to assume that they're the first ones to do anything ever, which is fine. I don't want to discourage that. But we should know whose shoulders we stand on. And it's ridiculous to think it's just fat white guys. It's ridiculous. It's a whole bunch of people. So I want everybody to know who else has been out there doing stuff and give recognition to the people that deserve it. And it's difficult. There's a lot of people, and every time I dig into it, I find more. So I haven't done this in a while. I started working on this today. And like I say, I'm changing the circles into state shapes because that gives me more room to add more people. And whenever I first did this, I don't even remember. I've done a few versions of this now. But I know I have more than 130 cartoons of Second Amendment advocates made, so I didn't put any of the like authors or just like these individuals. I only had done I think I started with like the state organizations and then went to the big ones and stuff like that. So I've just been adding it in layers. Now I'm going through and kind of using my list over here as a template, both the organizations and the individuals, although they mix up, right? The individuals run the organizations, were founded by individuals or whatever, but we got the individuals, and then we've got the activists. So on the activist side, I'm barely up to Joyce Lee Malcolm. So starting from here, I'm barely up to her. So there's a whole bunch more to add. Most of these are in there, but not all of them. So I don't want to be missing anybody because I'm about to use this in the 50 States of 2A book, this picture here. This is like the inside cover of the book. And I wanted to make it better. So it's going to take probably, I don't know, a little while to make this right. But while I'm waiting for Erstwhile, I figured I would do this. I guess we've been sitting here for an hour. Erstwhile hasn't shown up. So at some point, as much fun as this is, it's super slow because I'm not working. I'm just sitting here talking. And when I work, amazingly, I'm way faster, right? So I'm shaking my hand because I'm losing feeling in my hand from having it bent all day like this, I guess. So yeah, it's our 2A extended family. It's our grandparents. It's our grandmas and grandpas of 2A. That's what I should call it. Except then all these chicks at the top would get pissed because they're probably not all grandmas. Anyway, yeah, so then Dead Horse jumped in, Barbecue jumped in, but they're not saying much. And people have been chatting, but a heck of a lot of questions or saying stuff. So I gave it an hour. I'll see if anybody wants to say anything else before we head out of here. But like I say, I can get a lot more work done if I just listen to the radio.
I would say just one thing too is I think that the guy from that main guy from the I don't know, I guess you would just call them like the rooftop Koreans, right? I'm pretty sure that guy started a 2A organization too. And I don't know if it's still around or what the deal was, but I saw something recently, like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, and they were like, "Oh, it's the 25-year anniversary," and this guy he had come out of it with a 2A organization.
Oh no, that's awesome, dude. I'm definitely going to research that because not only would that be another cool thing for California, I think that's one of the biggest. I think it's one of the easiest ways to explain why AR-15 specifically are useful against not just a tyrannical government, but against a murderous, arsonist riot, right? A mob of people that aren't thinking rationally. So, yeah, knowing that, I didn't even realize that those guys understood the significance of what they accomplished there. But if they got together after and did anything, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Well, the thing that I saw is I think one of them actually owns a gun shop now, and he has a 2A, and I think it was the main one that you see, not on the rooftop, but the guy who was running down the road, getting people to stop looting and stuff, right?
There was some iconic pictures from during the coverage or whatever. He's one of those dudes.
Yeah, he I think he was the most iconic guy, the guy who literally was shooting at people and running up into stores and pointing his gun and saying, "Get out of this store" and stuff. He was the one running up and down the street. I never saw him on a rooftop, but I think that guy actually owns a gun store and started a 2A organization. So I would definitely look into that and put them in there, man, because that was just that one event, I think, woke so many people up.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be looking at that. And that's what it's all about. So what's cool is once you get this thing started, right? Because I've had this in my head for years, and then you try to do a video or something, so you make some, I don't know, resources for the video, but then they're stuck on your hard drive and the video exists and that's all there is. So putting stuff on the web is, sort of my notes. We've got the site over here that we keep pointing to, which is Minuteman University. So that's where, now that I've got this, whatever you want to call structure, I guess, whenever I learn about something new, now I can just go over and click new and add it. And as long as I give it the right date and information, it'll show up over here if the person was a researcher, if the person was an activist, if the person was an attorney, right? We got all the different things to list over here. So as long as we can know about the person, plug them in there, keep track of what state they're in and that kind of stuff, then it adds to this overall knowledge base. And of course, now that's what I use to make the posters, but other people I'm sure can use that as reference to do whatever next projects they'll do. So yeah, I like that. No matter where we are, it's now it's a system that we can just add to. Like there's no finished, right? There's no like, okay, now we're done. It's just a system that can absorb as much new data as it happens. And again, I think that's also useful when we look at stuff because it's not, we don't got an Oprah. We don't want no Oprah, but it wasn't no NRA. I mean, I guess 3 people, this guy, and this guy, hanging out back in the days of like Harriet Tubman and Annie Oakley. Like these guys make the NRA. So there are 3 old white guys that did stuff. And that guy is where we get the word sideburns from. But aside from those guys, you know what I'm saying? There was all kinds of different influence in what's been going on or whatever. So what the hell did I do to Tom Selleck? That doesn't even look like Tom Selleck. That looks horrible. I was tired that night. That does not, I have to redo Tom Selleck. It does not look like Tom Selleck. I only have Tom Selleck in here because he's a NRA something, I think. He's sort of, and I guess he's pro-gun, right? He's in a lot of gun movies and he's pro-gun. It's the worst picture of Tom Selleck ever. Anyhow, these are all the different crazy people that have got us to where we're at. So the idea is to acknowledge them and respect them for what they've done, and then again create this system so we can keep adding people to the mix, both as they come on board and as we discover them like that. So if I can discover somebody from 94, 90 something, and add them in here, I'll do it. Definitely, that's what it's all about. I find people all the time, just like Jana Lee. That's why I can't remember her name. It's just an unusual name for me. But Jana Lee Tobias, that's the one, Women Against Gun Control. She just decided, you know what? I'm doing it. Back in 1993, when there was no precedent at all, and nobody was claiming, hey, this needs to happen. She just said, you know what should happen? And was she wrong? No, she's totally right. Because then look at all the chicks that came after her. Right. So with that, unless somebody else got something else, I'm going to shut it down. And mainly I just like to turn on the music because when I don't have the music going, all I hear is all these fans. So I don't know if you all are hearing them, but it sounds like.
No, I'm on my phone, so I don't have very good audio anyway.
Sound like that feels like I'm in a helicopter factory. It's that time of year where it's not like as bad as it could be. It's only like 108 during the day. But because it's going to be like 108 like this till the end of August, it'll slowly never get cooler than 80 degrees. Like now that the rain's gone, it'll just get hotter and hotter every night. So there'll just be no relief at night. And that starts to drain on you. I mean, the hot is one thing, but when you don't get no relief. So right now I'm just trying to cool my bricks down, trying to get my bricks as cool as they can get during the night so that they get me through tomorrow at 80 instead of 108. But anyway, so I hear the sound of the fans, and I'd much rather just turn on radio or something and get back to working on the project here. But otherwise, we'll one of these days, whenever Erstwhile gets back, we'll be drawing a logo for him. And this is all a conversation. So I throw links out there if you want to be part of it. Jump in. If you want to be one of the weird lurkers that hangs out on. I have to assume that, like right now, we've got DJ, Wield, Pete. I don't know if Dead Horse probably ain't watching it, so Barbecue and me. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. There's at least one, and I consider him a Discord lurker out there in the basement, looking up at the rest of the world, looking through that little crack out at the light, wondering what it's like to be on the real internet instead of in the basement. But all the rest of you, thanks for jumping in and being part of it. And we'll be back to pick you up later. Unless you guys want to say something. You guys want to say something on the way out?
Nope, just everyone, keep your head on a swivel out there. Stay safe.
if you like lurking, you can always come in here and do like barbecue does and just chill out and lurk and let people see your little logo.
All right. All right. We'll be back to pick you up later.